Look, it's a great pleasure to be here today to join the Liquor, Hospitality and Miscellaneous Workers Union in its launch of its Big Steps in Childcare campaign.
It's actually a very positive campaign. It's about working with industry stakeholders and all levels of government to really develop the content of how are we going to actually deliver this program. What's the curriculum? What's the delivery method? Who are the applicants for the courses that we need to run to qualify? So it's actually a very proactive and positive implementation program of how do we deliver this vision.
Look, this is such a wonderfully exciting day to have so many people in the room that have really battled for decades actually to make the early childhood sector a quality experience for young Australians. And I think that when we have this group of people in a room all united through a vision and led by a government committed to this vision, then I just think we're on the cusp of something truly wonderful.
Early Childhood Australia has really enjoyed being a partner with the LHMU and the other partners in this work. We really warmly congratulate the union for focusing its efforts on workforce development in the early childhood services sector.
We have a vision from the government, an exciting vision, but what we now need to look at is what's the wherewithal we need to really deliver on that vision. And the wherewithal, key parts of that I think are at least threefold. One has to do with skills, one has to do with ratios, and one has to do with funding. And over the coming months, we'll talk a lot more about ratios and funding, but the spotlight today, our first step in our many big steps, our first step is really about skills, and it's about workforce development.
The provision of training to upskill current staff in the industry would greatly assist in taking the pressure off us.
For me, enrolling in the degree was a way for me to further my own personal development and seemed like the next step for me to provide high quality education and care to children. The cost of this course can be between $1,000 and $2,000 per semester, and on top of that there are your textbook requirements. I'm currently putting this debt on my credit card and it can be hard financially. Juggling study and full-time work can also be a challenge. In long daycare especially, you work 8 or 10 hour days, and at the end of the day, the last thing you feel like doing is going home and opening a textbook to study or completing that assessment for the next day.
We welcome the LHMU's input into this work. I recognise that we may not always agree about everything, but I'm confident that this constructive and productive dialogue is going to make a difference. To achieve this vision, we must engage all stakeholders to support the training, supply, retention, development and deployment of the early childhood education and care workforce across the government, community and private sectors. These are exciting times ahead for the early years agenda in this country as we work together to strengthen this sector, and it's a great pleasure to be involved in this launch today of the Big Steps in Childcare campaign. Thank you very much.
I feel the early childhood industry needs more qualified staff, and current staff need the recognition, assistance and encouragement to take that next step into becoming teachers. I'm sure there are many others in the early childhood industry just like me holding their diploma, and whether due to financial reasons, lack of recognition, lack of pay or just lack of time, haven't taken that next much needed step into becoming early childhood teachers. We're facing a crisis in early childhood that needs to be addressed in order for high quality care and education to be directed to all children.
I feel that there are numerous areas in the industry that need to be addressed to make sure staff can provide quality care and education for families. Upskilling workers already committed to the industry is definitely a big step in the right direction. Thank you.
And I guess finally to the many childcare workers around Australia, I guess I just have one final word, and that is hang in there. You know, it's been a really long, hard struggle, and I think that finally we're on the cusp of something incredibly exciting. And I think together with governments, both state and federal, and with key players in the sector, we now have a chance to make something a reality that the people in this sector are absolutely passionate about, and that is about quality delivery for young children, for giving young Australians the best start possible. And as we bark together, wish us well, be part of it, because we've got some big steps ahead, but it's such a wonderful vision to deliver. Thank you.